Hello and welcome, dear friends. I am Nicole Beecham, and this is the Energetic Pathway Podcast, Journey Back to Yourself. I invite you to join me each week as we explore stories, insights, and resources through the lens of vulnerability and authenticity, with a little bit of humor along the way. Let's dive into today's topic together. Hello, my friends, and welcome. Welcome back. It's been a while since I've recorded an episode. And I am here today with an update and to kind of let you know a little brief glimpse of where the podcast is heading. So it'll be a shorter episode just to kind of touch base. And then coming up pretty soon, you're going to see some different episodes. And I'm just curious to know what you guys think about it. It'll be a different variety for sure. So first off, the holidays. I don't know how you guys were with your holidays, but it tends to be a challenging time for people, like just being around the frantic holiday energy, which I know I picked up on. And I think that a lot of people can be kind of triggered by some of the holiday stuff. And so it's a reminder of a time to like step into our bodies and not only to work through anything heavy that comes up, but a reminder to see the love around us, to see the light around us, to see the good around us, and the people and nature and everything, even in the decorations. And so I hope you're able to take time this holiday season, even if it was just for a second, to pause and to find joy, to find peace, to find gladness in your heart. And along with the holidays, I went to Guatemala earlier in this year, so in January. And when I went to Guatemala, I was gone for about 9 days. And the whole story is just kind of funny. But I went with a group of people from Canada, and I didn't really know any of them. I knew none of them when I signed up for the trip. But then there's someone that I started seeing. She kind of became like a teacher of mine for a little while before I ended up going. So I did technically know one person virtually, but that was it. And so I just popped down in Guatemala and we were at Lake Atitlan. And then we also spent time at all the little communities around the lake and some of the Mayan ruins and Antigua for the last couple of days before I had to come back home. And it was just a magical experience. Everything from the energy of the land to the people in the group, the amazing safe space and container in which they held, me stepping more fully into my gifts without, holding back or, worried about what people would think if I'm sitting there and I'm being a shaman and calling in the four directions to secure sacred space before we start our session. And it was just beautiful to see all of that not only well received, but just welcomed. And with that, I love what I'm doing. I love the energy work and the shaman training that I've been doing and the Reiki training I've been doing over the years and the other quantum healing, the past life regression, all of the energy work I've been doing. And I love it. And when I was in Guatemala, I was just in that life all day, every day. And I just realized I need to be doing that more. And so I came back from Guatemala and settled back into my body and into being back into Birmingham. Birmingham, Alabama is where I'm from, in case you don't know that. And I just decided this is my path. And I had known that for a while, but I think I've had a foot in two different careers, right? So I've had a foot in academia, being a professor, teaching digital marketing. And then I've also had a foot in the energy work. And now it's just time for me to go where my soul and my heart sings. And that's into the energy work. And so I'm going to be doing some more energy practices, both virtually, so via Zoom, if you're interested in checking me out, and also in person. And I'm just really excited about that. And with those changes, I began thinking about the podcast and like what is a podcast going to look like? What do I want to do with the podcast? What is my heart saying? And honestly, I think it's just going to be more variety in episodes. And when I first started with the podcast, like I asked Brock to join alongside of me. And part of that's because I was freaking nervous. Like, I didn't know what the hell I was doing starting this podcast and didn't even know what equipment I needed, knew nothing about sound editing. And Brock was like so kind and so generous. And he stepped in and was helping, which is so amazing. And I loved our dynamic and our dialogue. And he has another baby on the way, and he's going to be very, very busy with two really young ones. So he's going to be stepping back. And it was a mutual decision where it's like I felt the podcast shifting and me wanting to do less interview style stuff all the time. I do think there will be some of that. And I'm so excited to bring on some of my healer friends that are amazing in the future. But I also just wanted it to be more about when my heart felt like it wanted to share something, I could just pick up my computer, pick up my microphone, plug it in, and share. And so you guys are along for a ride. I don't know what that's going to look like. It may be meditations, it may just be sparks of inspiration. And I'm sure there will still be obviously some teaching about emotional regulation and healing from, our past and our wounds and how to live a life of love and a life of more peace and a life more embodied and happiness. And all of that's going to continue. I just don't know what exactly it'll look like. So it'll be different every episode. And I think that's what I need, is to not have that very strict structure. So I'll try to do a really good job about the titles of the episodes moving forward. I will try to also do a really good job about the descriptions. And I will be creating a blog for each episode. So I will be hopefully putting the transcripts into that blog as well as some resources. So there's a lot of things that are coming, and I am incredibly excited. You can probably hear it in my voice. Like, I am unbelievably excited. And yes, to be real, like, there's a little part of me, a very young 4-year-old part of me that is like, you're doing what? You're leaving your really good paying job that's prestigious in society, and you're stepping away from students whom you adore to pursue a calling of your heart. Like, what are you doing leaving that security and health insurance and benefits? And it's just the right thing to do. So it's just the right thing to do for me. I will definitely still be consulting on the side, digital marketing consulting, and I have some clients that I'll still be working with. So none of that part's going to change right now, but I am just so excited, so unbelievably excited for this journey. And I'm excited for each one of you and the journey that you're going to be on in your own personal lives. And I just want to thank you so much for listening and for joining me on this journey, and to let you know that I'm honored to be a part of your journey as well. So I'm going to go ahead and leave that here for today and just say I will be back soon. And I'm sending you all so much love, so much light, and many, many, many blessings. Until next time, my loves.